Okay, this lesson is about balancing an equation. So according to the law of conservation of mass, however many atoms of an element you start with, that's how many atoms have to be in the products. And if it's not that way, then you have to use the right ratio of your compounds and elements to get it the same. You cannot change the formulas of a compound or a diatomic element, so that you are not allowed to change the subscripts in any way. So what you have to do is put numbers. I put blanks in my example equation so you can see where you put them. You put them out in front of each substance. So in front of the, remember the substances are separated by the plus signs. So in front of each substance. If you put a number there, it means you're using 2 molecules of that substance. So in other words, it'll double everything in there. So let's just start through and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The best way to do this seems to be, and the way that we're going to do it, is to think of it as a teeter-totter and you're trying to get it to balance out. So the arrow up here is your fulcrum, the balancing point of your teeter-totter. So everything on the left has to balance with everything on the right. Then the next thing you do is you list out every element separately. If there are polyatomics, take them apart. List every element separately. When you have that, then copy that list over to the other side. Don't go by the other side. So I just went, okay, aluminum, bromine, and fluorine. But don't do that when you're doing the other side. Just copy it straight over from the left-hand side. And that way, they'll match up. So I'm just going to copy over to this side, A, L, B, R, and F. Let me get rid of this arrow. Then you're going to count how many you have right now of each of those. So remember, here's your dividing line. So over here on the left-hand side, how many aluminums do I have? Well, right now I have 1. How many BRs? 3. How many Fs? 2. Then go over to the right-hand side and do the same thing. So for aluminum I have 1. For bromine I have over here 2. And fluorine I have 3. Now, we have to have the same amount of each one on each side. So I just start at the top of the list. Aluminum has 1 here, and aluminum has 1 here. So for right now, those are okay. But don't be afraid to change one if you have to. So if in the process of fixing another element, you mess up the aluminums, that's okay. We can go back and fix them. So for example, on the next one here, bromine has 3 and bromine has 2. So we have to multiply, and you are only allowed to multiply. You are not allowed to add, subtract, or divide. Only multiply each of those to get the same number of them. So, in other words, what is that called? Lowest common multiple? Lowest common, whatever it is, factor. So, in other words, what's the lowest number they will both go into? So in this case, 6. So I take the 3 times a 2. That 2 is what actually goes up into the equation. Now we have 2 options. It can go in the first blank or the second blank. I just call them 1, 2, 3, 4. It can go in 1 or 2. It cannot go in 3 or 4, because if we put it in 3 or 4 over here, that's going to change the right-hand side, not the left-hand side. So it's got to go in one of these 2. Now, to decide that, look at what element you're trying to change. I'm trying to change bromine. Where's bromine? Well, bromine's over here. Okay, then put it over there. So put a 2 over there. Then check to see, remember it has to multiply times the entire thing, because what that means is you're using 2 molecules of AlBr2. So that means you have a total of 6 bromines, but it also means that you have 2 aluminums. So it has to multiply times the whole compound. And it's like distributive. So distribute it out. So that makes this one a 2. You can go back and fix this one, or you can go on and fix fluoride and come back to it. It doesn't matter which one you do. So it's going to bother some people, I know. So let's go ahead and fix it. So this aluminum over here only has 1, and this one has 2 now, because we had to do that. So let's go back and change that to a 2. So we're going to multiply that one times 2. That 2 that we multiplied by has to either go here or here. Well, we're trying to change aluminum, so it's going to have to go here. So let me get rid of some of my mess so we can actually read this. Now we check to see, did it change anything else? So distribute it out until you get to the plus sign, or the arrow, or whatever's at the end. So 2 times aluminum and then 2 times fluorine, which makes that one a 6. So now we have fluorine on the left has 2, fluorine on the right has 6. So we need to fix that. But aluminum is good, bromine is good. So we got to fix the fluorine, and as long as we don't mess anything up, we'll be good. Only bromine is not good. You're right. Bromine is not good. Bromine right now only has 2 on the right-hand side. We need to make it to 6. We fixed the left-hand side, but we didn't fix the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and fix that. Good catch. Okay, so we need to put a 3 in that box then, right? And that 3 has to either go in blank 2 or blank 4. Well, if we put it in 2, it's not going to change bromine, so we need to put it in blank 4. So put a 3 there. Distribute it out. Does it change anything else? No, it only changes bromine. So now bromine's good. All right, we're almost there. Now do fluorine. So fluorine has 6 on the right, so we need to multiply times 3 to get 6 on the left. The 3 is what goes in the only blank we have left. So now if you check the numbers here, they should match up on both sides. 2, 2, 6, 6, 6, 6. We are done. And that is how you balance an equation. And for this assignment, I want you to do it this way. After the first assignment, you can balance them however you want. So for those of you who are expert balancers, and some of you are, just show me the first time how you did it. Or at the very least, balance it and then tell me, okay, at the end I had, let me switch colors here. Aluminum I had 2, bromine I had 6, fluorine I had 6. Like, if you don't show me how you got that number, that's okay. If you're an expert balancer, and then do the same thing on this side. So you're showing me they match. So if you want to take that little shortcut and leave this part out, that's fine. But if you are unsure of balancing, do it the other way. And then after today, I'll let you balance them any way you want. So now go find the worksheet and balance away. Thank you.